Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Joe, and I'm in the Sukhumvit Terminal 21 area. It's a beautiful night, rainy season. No rain tonight, but I'm still carrying my my little book bag with my umbrella. I'm gonna go meet Boone for dinner. A little bit of rush hour traffic. It's actually not too bad. Just watch yourself walking across any of these walkways. This is probably the most traveled crosswalk in town. That is Soy Cowboy. It's not on the corner. I've had a couple of people tell me they crossed over from Terminal 21 and all they found was a bank building. What you want to do is, where you see Doe Brothers, you keep walking up the way there, and right there is the Soy Cowboy sign. It's maybe the length of a football field. It's not that big, but it's a one and only as far as red light districts. It's something to see with the neon. And I've mentioned it many times before. This is Seoul BTS, and down below, that's the sukhumvit MRT, the underground, the subway. This little area, if you're gonna have any trouble anywhere in Thailand, Bangkok, 90% chance it's gonna be between here and Nana. There's just kind of grifters from all over the world, pickpockets. Just, I'm a pretty friendly person. If somebody comes speaking to you for no reason, I just give them a smile, have a good day and keep walking. There's not too many good things that are going to come out of that conversation. If it's can you help me find a money exchange, or can I see the color of Thai money, whatever it is, there's just professionals from all over the world looking to take advantage of tourists, and just especially folks that maybe have had a couple of drinks. So just don't do it. Keep your wallet in your front pocket. Even my backpack here, I'm a little leery to have it on my back. I usually sling it around just on the small chance somebody's trying to get into one of those zippers. I know it's kind of a long shot, but once again, if it's going to happen, this is the part of town where people will approach you. And I'm going to say the same thing I always say. It's not going to be a Thai person. It's going to be some professional from some other part of the world who's in this city of whatever it is, 16 million people. There's going to be a few bad apples. And I haven't seen these misting things going, but not a bad way to cool down at least the motorbike traffic. Let me zoom in on them. Kind of remind me of those little misters at fancy patio restaurants. And also, as I'm walking in this area, there are all the ATM machines. Be a little careful. I would go inside and use the ATM right out in front of the bank. In the rare case that machine eats up your card, of course, do it during business hours, but these malls like Terminal 21 here, they seem to have some pretty liberal banking hours. I think I was in a Bangkok bank branch past 6 p.m. on a Sunday one time. You can see the traffic heading down from the above ground down below to the junction of the underground. You can get anywhere in town, but what I'm getting at, these ATM machines right here, when you put your card in, you do your transaction, you take your money, and then, oh no, I take it back. Well, wait a second, I'm confusing myself. Yeah, you take your money, and then it gives you the card back. Unlike in the United States, at least, you'll do your banking, you'll get your card back. The last thing you do is get the money and your receipt. Here, they hand you the cash. If you're a little jet lagged or have a couple of beers in you, no shame. It's real easy to leave that card in the machine, wander off, and then it sucks it back in there. And good luck trying to track somebody down to get to an ATM machine here at the Asok BTS at 11 o'clock at night. If you did something similar in front of an open bank branch, you have a half a shot. And also at the Asok BTS is a Jets 24-hour fitness. And Sukhumvit below, most of the even streets, with the exception of this one street, are going to run off of Sukhumvit. It makes sense. Other than Sukhumvit Soy 16, it actually starts over there which is on Ratchetapisik Road here. Asok Mantri is also Sukhumvit 21, but nobody's going to call it that. They're going to call it Asok Mantri. But right here at Sukhumvit Junction, it's going to turn back into Ratchetapisik. And if you were to go down the road, or Ratcheta, so it's really a street with 3 names. If you were to go up there by Soi 16, off to the right is Benjakitty Park, and one of the more dog-friendly parks. At least they have a dog park compared to, say, Benjasiri up in my neighborhood in Phrom Phong. Service dogs only. There are some beautiful high-rises and hotels going down to Asok Mantri. Somebody in the comments the other day, I don't know, they had a bug up there. You know what? They were saying, why don't you call that Sukhumvit Soi 21? It's nobody calls it that. There's the sign. It says Asok Mantri. I guess technically it is 21 if we're going by 19 is to the left and 23 is on the other side of Soi Cowboy. But if you were to jump in a cab and say, take me to Soi 21, you're probably going to get a confused look on that cab driver's face. This actually isn't too bad. This, I'm going to guess, is either the busiest or one of the busiest little junctions in Bangkok. This area right here, it's not uncommon at all to just kind of be bumping into everybody as you're making your way along. And if one of those folks happens to be a professional pickpocket, you might be losing that new iPhone. This little sky bridge walkway heads straight into Terminal 21. It's all nice and covered from the sun, rain. It's just a good meeting point. Boone has to come over here and I don't know what. I know they had a big work meeting at one of the restaurants in the area. Some kind of VAT tax refund or something. And she said, why don't we grab a quick bite before she jumps back on the train and heads off to her apartment. And this is the entrance into the mall. I'm going to go off to the left and show you one of the more popular exchange booths, Super Rich. You'll find them. There's a location in Suvarnabhumi basement. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't exchanged money in years. I have whatever I brought, 7,000 I think, from my trip to the US in $100 bills, clean ones. No marks, no tears, no idiot stamping a signature on it, none of that. They need clean bills. But Super Rich over here will often give you one of the better rates in town. And it is what it is. It's not so great right now. And it fluctuates daily, so I usually don't show it because people watch these videos for months, but it's floating around 33 to 1, I think. And I've seen it, or I've personally exchanged money at closer to 39 to 1. I'm not holding my breath for that anytime soon. I don't want to get in people's financial business here. I'll move over here until it switches back to US money. But I've moved a ton of money at 39 to 1, or close to it, and a whole bunch at 37. So I'm not real excited about 33. Okay, there's US. Yeah, it's floating around 33. But this Super Rich, there'll sometimes be a line of 30 people there. So not all exchange booths are equal. I've made the comment about the clean bills and all. And somebody said, well, if they're not going to accept it, just keep looking around. Somebody will. And that's true. But a little bit more, I won't call them unscrupulous, but let's just say they care a little less about the tears or markings on the bill. They're going to give you less than 33. Oh, it's all a financial thing. You'll have to make your own decision. But if I'm going to exchange $7,000 just to save that wise transfer fee or wiring fee, whatever, 150 bucks, whatever it is, it's over $100. So yeah, every time I'm in the States, bring back some cash and exchange it over when it's time to do so. And 33 to 1 is not really that exciting to me. Another person in the comments had mentioned about the 800,000 you have to have for your nano for retirement visa. He said, why don't you ever mention the other option of 65,000 baht income monthly? And that's true. I shot a message back and he didn't bother responding, saying, well, you do realize you have to show 12 months. And again, I'm no expert on this. Maybe they've changed the rules, but I know 2 or 3 people that have gone this route. You just don't show up in Thailand and say, I want the 65,000 baht option a month. You need to put the 800,000 in the bank and then start moving that 65,000 baht over every month for a year. And then when you go back for the first extension, you then have proof that, okay, I'm a 65,000 baht a month guy, and I'm going to take that 800,000 out now, and they either say yes or no. The problem with that is you do have to move that money over every month. Sometime in January. They don't care if you moved it January 31st and it hit the bank here in February and you missed a January 65,000 even by a day. That's going to be a problem. I've heard people, I don't know why they cut it so close, saying things like, my 800,000 dropped below for 1 day and 1 baht. Is that going to be a problem? And the answer is yes. If they say keep 800,000 baht in there, well, you know, you better keep way more than, call it 805,000 baht in there. Just don't mess around. For some reason, some little service fee on your Visa card, whatever it is going to take it down. That's going to be an issue. Myself, I don't even know what's in that account right now, like 1.5 million maybe. I mean, I do spend that money and then I top it up when the baht's a little bit more favorable. But yeah, that 65,000, maybe that person is being confused. Back in the day, you used to be able to go into the U.S. Embassy. I think you paid $40 or $50. You got some kind of paper certified stating your Social Security or your government pension is covering that 65,000. Well, those days are gone. You're not going to walk into the embassy here in Bangkok and get that kind of paperwork. Maybe at other foreign embassies you can. And again, maybe this guy is French, I don't know, and he's upset with me. You know, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. You can clearly walk into the Uzbekistan embassy and get your 65,000 baht paperwork approved. But I'm a U.S. guy. That's all I really know. And I can't speak to any of the other financial avenues. And the other issue with the exchange booths, as I mentioned, bring your passport, or you can try bringing a nice clean photocopy. I don't like carrying my passport around, but I have been asked for my passport every time. Somebody left in a comment, nah, your driver's license will work. Maybe, or maybe that person in that exchange booth has never seen a driver's license from Tennessee or whatever the case might be, and it could be an issue. So it's up to you how many trips you want to make back and forth to exchange money. I just bring the passport. I kind of just throw out the generic conventional wisdom, and if you ask 9 out of 10 folks over here, they're going to say they go to Super Rich. And if you ask them how they transfer money into the country, they're going to say they use Wise transfer app. And I kind of held out on that Wise. I'm a Wise guy now, if you want to put it that way. I used to say I use Navy Federal Credit Union, and they have a flat rate fee of $25 for that wire transfer. But the problem is, right now, and I'll make up the numbers, and I'm probably pretty close. Let's say Wise is going to give you 33 to 1 US dollar. Well, Navy Federal might give you, again, making it up, 32.75. So Wise, you can look it up, how much they'll charge you to transfer $7,000, $100, $110. I'm not exactly sure. I did it, but I don't have it memorized. And Navy Federal, $25. But you may lose way more than that difference on getting the lesser exchange rate with Navy Federal. There are also things your bank may do. I have Bangkok Bank, you might have Capricorn, whichever. some of them will tack on a little fee for the incoming money. That hasn't ever happened to me with Wise, and it really, you can't tell with an outfit like Navy Federal, because they don't transfer. How do I put it? When you start a wire transfer, they basically say, okay, it's 10 in the morning, so this will happen today at 3 o'clock East Coast time on the US. If it's 5 p.m., they'll tell you it's going to happen at 3 o'clock the next day. So everybody is kind of guessing as to what the exchange rate will be until it actually hits your bank in Thailand 1, 2, 3 days later. It depends on holidays, weekends, that type of thing. And a lot can happen in 3 days. You might think you're sending money over at, I'm again making this up, 36 to 1, and when it shows up it's 34.8 because of some kind of something that went down. The good thing about Wise is you get what they say you're going to get. And again, I'm no expert on Wise. It depends. If you say send $1,000, it'll transfer instantly. I think I did 3,000 and it was instant. I did 15,000 and it took 6 days. There are also different ways to hold the money. I have friends that keep money in their Wise account. I don't do that. So maybe they keeping, let's say they have 5,000 or even 20,000 in that account, the Wise account. They can show up in any country and then just get that country's currency if you have the Wise card. It's like a Visa card. I don't even do that. I just use it to move money over, put it in my Thai bank account. I know what the rate is. You can set an alarm. Hey, when it gets to 36 to 1, send me an email and I'll probably be moving some money. And in my case, if it takes 4 or 5 days, I don't care. There's plenty of money in that account. If you cut it close and you need that money immediately, well then, yeah, you might want to look into keeping it in the Wise account and then having it hit your Thai bank account instantly or real close to that once you get the rate you want to get. I know this is all a little bit confusing and kind of nickel and dime, but one of the things you're going to have to learn being an expat is how to get money from your country over to Thailand. And I've heard it all in the comments. People are they'll leave a comment saying, I don't know what I'm talking about. They have a Citibank, and they do. They have a Citibank here in Bangkok. I'm just going to use my Citibank card there. There will be no fee, this, that, whatever. Yeah, it doesn't really work that way. From what I understand, well, for one thing, I don't know anybody who does that, and I know 1,000 expats, so it seems somebody smarter than me would have already figured that out. From what I understand, that Citibank here in Thailand is for business purposes. It's not for you to bring your US ATM card and just take money out like you're still in the US. You can take it out, but you're going to be tagged no different than using that Citibank card at a Bangkok bank, say. They charge you 220 baht, and Citibank or whoever, they're going to charge you their 2% or whatever the fee is. So go ahead and do that. I'm not saying it won't work, but it's going to be $5 or $6 US every time you take out that max of whatever the max is in an ATM now, less than 300 bucks equivalent, I would guess. And I personally, I don't lose a lot of sleep over any of this. I did bring the cash, and like I say, I don't really like having cash laying around. It's somewhere safe, but I'm not going to exchange it at, it's floating around in the 32s even. This 33 is better than when I looked at it when I first came back from California. But hopefully, and I did see it kind of sniff around at 29 to 1 was it last year or 2 years ago? So it can go down more, and that's just what it is. But I don't know, 34, 35 seems to be more of an average price, at least on the US dollar. Then again, things change, and they change fast. You'll hear guys reminding you of the good old days when it was 40, 41, 42 to the US dollar, and a beer was 10 baht, and on and on. And I remind them, yeah, and my first house was under $100,000. Times, they are a-changing. But however you look at it, I'm still coming out way ahead as far as my pension dollar going a longer way. I'm sure not spending a whole lot less here in Thailand than I would in California, or did in the couple of months I was running around. It's just what I do here. It's so much more. I'm meeting my girlfriend. We're going out to eat right now, and it's Wednesday. I think I've gone out to eat pretty much every single day for the past 3 weeks, and it's just not an issue. It's actually it's an old kind of fable. It's cheaper to go out than to make your food at home, and that's certainly true if we're going up to the top floor here in the famous Terminal 21 food court. You can get some pretty amazing meals up there for less than $2 US. And I'm sure we're not doing that tonight. We're probably hitting a Japanese restaurant for, don't know, call it $20 US. But a $20 meal in California, it's going to be coming out of a McDonald's bag. We're here, it's still in a pretty nice restaurant. Do all those $20 and $30 meals add up? Sure they do, but it's still, once again, a fraction of the cost in many places in the world, and I'm having fun. I'm going out, seeing new restaurants, doing what I want to do. We all have our budgets, but my budget isn't to attempt to live in poverty. It's to get the most bang for my buck, and I'm certainly doing that. And you hear and see people from all over the world. And this mall is kind of the crossroads for expats in Bangkok. A lot of African tourists in town right now. I just heard a jumbo. Takes me back to pulling into Mombasa, Kenya. Back in the Navy. Made that port call a few times. And don't get me wrong, I've hit that food court and many other type food courts 1,000 times. But hitting a little restaurant or having a Sunday roast at one of the pubs, that's fine too. Everything in moderation. Where are we at? We're on the 4th floor. Bunch of restaurants here. Chain types, that's a good, I always say it wrong and Boone corrects me. Yayoi? I'm not sure, but it's a fun Japanese chain. Pretty darn affordable. Most things on that menu are going to be between 100 and 300 baht. There's a bunch of Korean and, of course, Thai barbecue. But I'll take you up to the food court. The only real issue is getting a seat. At this time of the day, you almost have to wait for somebody to get up. Now, it is a Wednesday, so maybe it's a little slower, but it seems like every single time I'm in that food court, finding the seat is the problem. Just put a little money. There's the Haagen-Dazs. 135 baht for one scoop. So Haagen-Dazs is not cheap. You can get local ice cream pretty cheap. But just load some money on a card, and then this is a popular spot. Get in line and eat your order. I don't know how many booths there are. Dozens. Pork noodle, 29 baht, 39 baht, 39 baht. You know, there's the smoothie lady over here. Smoothies, 35, 39, 40 baht for a mixed berry banana. Yeah, it's all cheap. And there must be 1,000 seats. Well, good luck finding one. And if you see somebody got up and left their dirty dishes, yeah, sit down. They'll come pick them up. And oftentimes the cashier on the other end is with 20 people in line. Just walk over here to the very corner, and many people, visitors, they don't know there's a second cashier here. Just get the card, put whatever you want on it. If you're going to be in town a while, put 1,000 baht on there and come here several times. Or you can just kind of guess what you're going to spend right now, and when your meal is done, bring the card back up and get a refund. This sukiyaki right here is one of my favorites. Again, on the menu, I'm seeing, God, 30, 35, 33 baht. I mean, usually this is the kind of place where you get a couple of dishes, but even so, you know, spend 100 bucks or 100 baht with a drink, and that's kind of hard to do here. That's $3 US. But I don't plan on eating every meal at the Terminal 21 food court or any food court. This is also about the same price, if not a little cheaper. I think it's subsidized compared to even many of the street food places. And like this lady with that nice big bowl of soup, that's fine. But if you go to a street food spot, they're going to hand you that soup in a baggie. You'll find it all. Well, you're not going to find everything. There's not many Western options. There's Indian food, all kinds of Asian food, Thai food, Japanese, Korean, mostly Thai food. This is a good stand. It says since 1968. Noodle and gravy, stir-fried noodles. And there's even compared to that Haagen-Dazs, let me show you here. This is really cheap ice cream, and it's good. I'm trying to get the price. 10 baht a scoop, I believe. And it's not ice cream scoop, 13 baht. It's not Haagen-Dazs, but it's pretty darn good. And yeah, this line isn't too bad, but this first line, as you're coming off the escalators, it's normally 20 people in 2 different lines, and there might be 5 people at the other end. There's also every kind of restaurant in the book. We like getting out and trying new restaurants, and we don't hit a lot of these mall places. Boone has to do some business right across the street at another restaurant, so it was just, hey, let's meet, have a quick meal, and then you can hop back on the train, nice and convenient. And she had mentioned, let's just hit the food court. Yeah, maybe something, let's do something maybe a little nicer. We haven't had a meal together in, whatever it's been, 3 or 4 days. I just don't want to keep her out too late, hitting someplace in town. If we hit one of those restaurants, we like to sit there, have a couple of drinks, and the next thing you know, a couple hours has gone by, and she's not really up for that every school night, and that's fine. The least I can do is try to work around her schedule, and we'll save our dining till 10 or 11 o'clock for the weekends. Hey, so thank you so much for wandering around Terminal 21 with me on this Wednesday. And this is pretty expensive ice cream, Cold Stone Creamery. I'm fine paying 900 baht for a small steak once in a while, but paying 1,000 baht, whatever that is, for some ice cream, no, I'll pass. You might be the opposite. You could care less about that steak, but you're going to have the best ice cream that's available. Sunrise Tacos. Not bad. I like Charlie Brown's Mexicana. That's my go-to spot, and it's pretty much the same price. Classic Sunrise burrito. I think they even, I was going to say they have a San Diego burrito. I've lived in San Diego my whole life. I've never heard of a San Diego style. Chunks of carne asada, French fries, cheese, pico de gallo, sour cream. All right, let's call it the California burrito. But San Diego burrito it is. But if we want some good Mexican, we'll hit Charlie Brown's, and even better if it's Tuesday and half-price margarita night, rather than pretty much spending the same amount at Sunrise. The good thing about Sunrise is the one near my home in Phrom Phong, it's open 24 hours. I'm trying to not be eating huge meals at 2 in the morning, but hey, if I'm up all night editing video and I slept all day, what's the difference? You might have a huge meal at 12 noon, and I might have one at 2 in the morning. But that may be my only large meal of the day, so whatever. I'm not such a stickler on times, more calorie intake in a week and how many laps I'm attempting in that pool. Sizzler tucked away back here. They're still going strong. Thailand. And it's actually not bad. I don't really feel like a steak today, but it is Wednesday, and I think it's a couple $100 off on a small ribeye. I keep saying bucks. Baht. I forget what the Wednesday special is, but I know they have one. Something like 800 baht. Maybe it's 700. Soup and salad and steak. And their salad bar is very nice. Old school. I remember every now and then on Dad's Navy payday, we'd go to the Sizzler and have the all-you-can-eat shrimp. And Mom would bring the big purse. Oh, no, I was wrong. The Wednesday special, it's a little bit larger ribeye. I think it's in grams. Maybe it's 200. But it's good. Australian steak, it's $8.99, so 900 baht. For the steak special and salad bar. I don't know, maybe it's a during the day thing. I know Boone had her Sizzler card long before I met her. It's something cheap, or cheapish, like 150 baht, unlimited soup and salad bar and a drink. But I think it's just a lunch deal. So we'll see. And there's the large escalators that kind of get you from the BTS level right up to the 3rd floor in a hurry. And Boone just said she's walking into the mall. So I'm going to put this camera away. I don't like to stick it in her face every time we hang out. She's pretty darn understanding of my hobby and all, but this is my thing. She's a little bit more, not super private, but she didn't really sign up to have a camera in her face 24/7, and I 100% understand that. Still, she's a good friend to many people from the channel, and I'm grateful for all the folks I've met in town, in the comment section, on and on. It's a good little hobby, and I'm grateful for everybody that watches my little videos and follows along with me running around my favorite city in the world of Bangkok, Thailand. There'll be plenty more videos to come. Signing off right now. You take it easy. And this is looking across the way. On the other side of those buildings, that's the Soi, whatever it is, 14, maybe Soi 12, and then you have Benjasiri Park beyond. So you have a great evening. More videos to come. We'll see you.